Good morning. Well, I'm just about to leave the campsite, which I'm quite happy about. I mean, it's not exactly where it's. Just had to chase, I think it was this chicken. I made the mistake of leaving my front door open, as you do, just to check if that was a trash can, but it's got water in it, because I've got rubbish I want to get rid of anyway. Yeah, so I'm way ahead to Bolivia now. It was quiet enough actually. The lorry next to me kept running his engine every so often, but I liked to have the radio on, so I'm not too fussed. There wasn't a major ambient, it wasn't a major disturbance. Not like some places where there's been mopeds cycling about till late at night and then early in the morning. They were a pain, but other than the surroundings, it was alright. It was a place to stay for the night. I wouldn't come back unless I really had to, but you know, did what I said on the tin. Anyway, let's get on the road. So stopped again I went to the first stop. I got fuel. I was meant to get money there, but the hotel had shut, so I took the direction to the next place. It was another filling station, but that was just trading, but all the other bits had shut, so there was no back there. So I went into a supermarket there. There was a bank with 24 hours. It usually works for me, but it wouldn't let me key in what I wanted. So there's meant to be another one round here. I'll give it a try. Hopefully I'll get some cash. I just need cash for Bolivia. I don't like this town at all. They say that about border towns, they can be a bit strange. This one's no exception. Anyway, I'm getting a wee walk around Coronman after all. I can't get a bank that'll give me cash, so this must be the main plaza. There's a water feature over there, fountain, but there's no water in it. Called steamroller here. Look at that. So yeah, so hopefully I'll find the bank soon, but at least it's no complete waste of time. I'm getting some steps in as well, and we're seeing a wee bit of the city. There's not much to look at, to be honest. The square's okay, but yeah, I think that's the highlight. And stand in the middle as well. That's unusual. I got my cash, but there was suggestions that I should get some Bolivianos here before I crossed the road, across the border, but I couldn't see anywhere that would exchange it. There was many loads, but if there were, to keep themselves well hidden. So I've got cash anyway. Yeah, I keep getting an error with my SD card, but yeah, I'll get to the border and I'll exchange some money there, I suppose. Just have to do it. Okay, speak soon. Well, I thought it'd be a city border like it was in Paraguay coming into Brazil, Bella Vista, but no, we're in the country now, so it must be still a couple of kilometres, I think, to the border. Didn't expect this. Is this in Bolivia? That's the longest border crossing yet. Some of the things I read said it could be a bit hit or miss. I think we got missed today, but even then it was still only about an hour or so I think it took me. So this is the border town of Puerto Chiaro. Yeah, it's nice to be speaking Spanish again. Not that I'm just better at it than Portuguese. I'm not hardly fluent, so it makes life a wee bit easier. But right, I'll see if I can change some more money and then we'll get back on the road properly. This place is called a Zona Franca, or a free port. My AI told me to come down here for the best rate for changing money. As it happened, it was worse than the border. But yeah, I was expecting something like Paraguay, because they've got like shopping China in Paraguay, and the place was just heaving. It was totally bustling. But this must have been a good idea at the time, but it's totally died a death. I just guess there's not the same economy around here, not the same people, but yeah, it's never taken off. Okay, let's get on the road. I need to go and find a campsite for tonight. So that's it, I found the place I want to go to camp tonight. It's about 3 hours away, so hopefully I've left myself, and it's only 12:30. I like to get to where I'm going with still loads of daylight. This should be quite nice as well, this place. Certainly better than last night, that's for sure. Let's go on the road. So that's us on the open road now. Cleared the border town, got my money. We're in Bolivia. Like I was saying we're in Bolivia now. First impressions are it's definitely, as I was expecting, it's definitely a poorer country. You can tell it's a poorer. And fuel seems to be a problem in this country. There's like, oh, that's 2 fuel stations I've seen, and there's been queues at both of them. Thankfully I've got a tank full of petrol, but we'll have to see, because apparently there's one price for Bolivians and another price for foreigners. Even then sometimes it can be difficult to get them to sell it to you, so I mean it can be done, so we'll just have to see, rely on the goodwill of Bolivians. One thing I'm starting to notice is there's hardly any cars on the road. It's almost exclusively lorries. I saw one long distance coach, passenger coach, and that was a double decker as well, so I would imagine that's going to Brazil. But there's a lorry in front of me, I've just passed one, and there was one behind that as well. There's hardly any cars going around, certainly between towns. Maybe as you get close to towns they'll be moving around their own towns, but yeah, there's not much cars on the road at all. It's a proper Bolivian road hazard. Goats just wandering. That's it, get across. Well, getting near the campsite I wanted to stay at. This place is called Aguas Calientes, and if we thought some of the other places had been more quiet, this place is pretty deserted. There's people around right enough. But yeah, anyway, let's see if we can find a campsite. It's just the road down to a campsite. Really long as well. So, this is my campsite. No longer arrived, got set up. Got Starlink up, did all the stuff I needed to do. Very quiet. I would imagine this will get busy sometimes. But it's quite a big campsite, so it must attract a lot of people. I mean, I didn't see many people on the way in, so they'll come from somewhere. I mean, I drove 3 hours from the border and I saw more cows than people, and they were all. And I saw more cows on the road than I did see cars. So 2 cars or something. The rest were all lorries, of course. But yeah, let's have a wee look around the campsite. It's more like it. This is really nice down here. This is the river, and I can feel the heat off the water. The water's warm. Oh aye. Wait a minute. Oh yeah. Oh Jesus. The water's roasting. The water's roasting. Put my foot in it there. Holy moly. So you come in off these boards, off these platforms, I'm guessing, and get in. I'll have to do that. Didn't expect it. I thought the water would be warm, I didn't think it would be that warm. Remember the craze when you'd put your feet in a basin of water somewhere and the fish would come up and clean your skin? I'm getting it done for free just now. This must be where these fish come from. Good morning. First day of the campsite. I'm going to have a chill day today. I was just thinking when I drove up from the Pantanal Jungle Lodge, that was a long day. It's not that far, but it ended up being about a 4-hour drive up to Corumbá, and then that night in the truck stop. I don't want to think about it. So, and then the following day I drove across the border. So between getting to the border, getting across the border, which took about an hour, and then getting here, that was about 3 hours from the border. That was another long drive today, so I was thinking, no wonder I'm tired. So yeah, I was falling asleep early last night, so I went to bed and I had to feel up there today. So I'm having a chill day today. Still nobody around. There was a guy in the tent, but the tent's still there. But I was cleaning the van, and as you can see, I've done some washing. There's a beautiful colour. Yeah, so advised that we're down. But some cruise to there as well, so we're going to go down to the river, get into the water again. So there's the river there. I thought I'd have to explore a wee bit, because we'll go into the village later on. I'll let you see what guy there with the umbrella, keeping himself from the sun. That's him that's staying in the tent. He just kind of, as soon as I came over this side, there's a fence, so that goes into another resort. As soon as I came over the side, he was off. He's not very sociable, I guess. Just because you're travelling on your own doesn't mean to say you want to be alone all the time, because that certainly doesn't apply to me, but well, that's up to him. But he certainly don't want to speak to anybody, that's for sure. He was off like a shot, head in his phone, and every time I've seen him he's had his head in his phone as well. This is up to him, but he's a wee back up to his tent anyway. Right, so that's the resort on that. I wouldn't mind a shot of these canoes. I think they're from the resort across the river where all the noise comes from. God, there was music all evening last night, even most of the morning. I'm surprised it's off. I just noticed it was off. I'm surprised they've turned it off. Right, let's get into this water properly. Oh, it's roasted. Actually, yeah, probably a bit, dare I say, a bit too hot, certainly in the direct sunlight. I want to go over to this patch here. You can see, I think it's one of the underground springs. Well, there's bubbles coming to the surface. Yeah, the sand's quite soft as well. I thought I was in quicksand for a minute, but that'll be stuff coming through. Oh yeah, I'm releasing all the bubbles. This must be one of the springs. Usually I get fed up with the water after a few minutes, because I just get fed up and getting cold. I'm not a great swimmer, so that's not going to keep me warm either. But yeah, this is amazing. Bad choice for the first stop in Bolivia. It's doing well so far. Let's see what the rest brings up. I didn't even know about this place. There's plenty of other places I do know about. They're quite spectacular, so I'm hoping Bolivia is going to be as fascinating as I think it will be. Good. Right, it's a campsite and have a wee wander in the village. I know there's not much there, but it actually seems like there's a place you could get a coffee, which I didn't expect at all. But we'll keep an open mind on that one. As you can see, Friday, so there's no one around apart from that antisocial guy in the. Well, he's not antisocial, he's just not very sociable. That's up to him. And it's just him. He's only their camper again. Which is because the guy I met at Miranda, the Argentinian guy with the dungarees on there. Yeah, I was talking about the SD cards playing up. I don't know what I'm going to do. Let's see, hopefully it doesn't pack in completely. Anyway, the Argentinian guy in Miranda, he was asking me to play chess. And I played chess since I was a wee boy. Kind of regret not doing it just for the sake of doing it, because it would have been something sociable to do, because you end up sitting on the station corridor with the night watchman, where they were rabbing on Portuguese all night. So yeah, the language barrier wouldn't have helped. But yeah, anyway, we're going to head out. The woman that's running the campsite, she shouted over, "I've got," like in Spanish. I think I managed to. I've got stuff for sale in the shop if you're wanting it. She says, "Are you going to the shop?" I says, "No." I says, "I'm just going for a walk," which is what I'm doing. Yeah, we got a coffee. So Bolivia, entrance to my campsite's just up there on the left. But yeah, this railway line is working. I've had a couple of trains. There was one passed during the night, sort of early hours. I think it was about 6 o'clock, 5 or 6 o'clock. But I dread that happens. It leaves that border town quite early and goes all the way to Santa Cruz. And then there was one earlier this morning, which I wish I'd seen. You can hear them coming. But yeah, it's the first proper train network I've seen since Argentina. Even, and that was when I went out to La Plata, because as you saw in Montevideo, with the station's shut there, there's not a railway to speak of in Brazil, and there's nothing left in Paraguay, unfortunately. The stations have been shut down. In fact, I regret not going to see one of the train museums. That seems to be my thing. I never realised that I liked the train set as a kid, but I wouldn't call myself a major train spotter. But old train things are quite interesting. So yeah, so that's it. I didn't expect Bolivia of all places to have a working train system. So we'll see where else it goes. As you This is the railway station at Aguas Calientes. I don't know if it's used. It's kind of suggesting it's not used anymore. Pretty certain it's not, is it? Because the platforms, there's no signs of wear and tear as you come to the platform, and all the windows are broken in here. And there's nothing. I mean, it's maintained, it's painted, but yeah, it's definitely not used, is it? Interesting. I'm surprised. I can't imagine how many folk we got on and off here anyway. Maybe once upon a time, although, yeah, I don't know. Let's go. This is the back of the station, right from the track. But yeah, definitely nothing going on here either. From a agave plant. Oh, this is a sleepy little town. There's always the beat of music coming from somewhere. Even drove round here yesterday when I first got here. This is the main square. Those two camper vans were here then as well. We caravanette, I think that's a Brazilian plate. The big one's a Chilean plate. You see the occupants are Chilean because it's a common thing. You can buy camper vans over here, but generally the easiest place to buy them is in Chile. Or Colombia, I think. But Chile seems to be a place for picking up vehicles anyway. It seems to be a bit easier to do in that country than anywhere else. So this is the main square. Google told me I might get a coffee on the other side, but I'm not convinced. I think siesta is siesta in this country as well. Now the square's obviously got its church at the side, but that's different from any church we've seen before. Now I'd heard a lot of the churches in this area were made of timber. I think I mentioned that before. This is the first one I've seen. There's something very ornate about them. Really fan of churches, but these ones are quite interesting. Yeah, this is a new experience. Malta Real. It's a fizzy malt drink. Never had anything like this in my life before. It's hints of treacle, basically, was the taste. Other than that, it was fine. I was really thirsty anyway, so it didn't really matter what it tasted like, but it was quite. It's just the square there. Just wanted to show you a bit of this street. I think this is the high street in Aguas Calientes. I think this is the bus station, because that white sign up there, I'm sure it says bus times. They're all in the evening as well. Quijaro, 9:30. Maybe that's when it arrives. But yeah, it's all bus times and destinations. Just walked in this cafe restaurant. It's typical of a lot of things you find in South America. They've got a set meal that you get. So I'm going to try that. Just it starts off with soup, and then it's beef and rice and something else. I'll let you see it when it comes. It should be different. So this is the first course. This is the soup. It's got noodles, potato, and a wee bit of meat in it. We'll see what it's like. What a wee taste actually. It's fairly lukewarm, but it's quite nice. Well, the soup didn't last long because I was really hungry. And this is the main course. It's not too big, but potato, rice, some beef, and some things, tomatoes or chili. No, I think it's tomatoes and onion. Tell you what, that's good. It's finished. Just as the girl was pulling down the shutters there, I finished my meal. So obviously I got in there just in time. But actually it was quite nice. That beef was much more tender than it maybe looked. I wasn't sure what I was going to get. I thought it was just going to be a chewy mess, but it was okay. And it was quite tasty. So was the soup. So yeah, it was good. Despite having that meal, I'm still determined I'm wanting a coffee somewhere. But the place that's meant to be quite nice for coffee is still shut. And I don't know if we're going to hang around that long for it to open, because it's back at 3, so it'll be opening in the next hour, I suppose. But anyway, I would have a look around this place. I'll go up this dirty road. So that's the high street. This is the road up. We'll we'll go up here and along the next, just to see what's up here. This area is quite touristy actually. The lack of people would make you think otherwise, but not just here in Aguas Calientes. There's a few towns round about. I've got a leaflet here. I picked it up in that restaurant there. I'll have a look at it. That'll help me plan my next few days. There seems to be a lot to see already. The 3 hours drive from the border, there wasn't much on the way here, but now I'm kind of getting into Bolivia. There seems to be more and more to do and see, which is good. I'm liking it already. Full blown train, but there's someone on the line coming towards us. Find out what it is. It looks like a maintenance car of some sort. It's peeping away. Oh, well, that was different. Oh, it's quite a good day. Certainly ate well, as well as I've done for a while. It only cost me about £4 or something between the food, and I had an ice cream after it. Oh, sick. The spiders in it. Yeah, so it's getting a nice time of the day. The sun's kind of going down now. It's still out, so maybe a nice time to go down to the water. Have a wee looky. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was checking. There's a resort across the river. I know you can hear the noise in the background. It plays this sort of drum and bass kind of stuff. But, I mean, it was on from 9 o'clock this morning. I don't know if it's a younger crowd. Maybe it's hostlers or something that it attracts, but geez, that's the music back on now as well. This is a different part of the river to the one I was on earlier. Which is nice. I'll go up to the other bit. There's some folk up in the river up there. But this is it at dusk. It's quite nice. I'm going in. It's always a surprise when I stick my legs in. When I first get in this water and it's so hot. The water's so warm. I mean, you don't get this in Scotland. You don't get this in many places where you get in the water's really warm. You must brace yourself for the cold. But no, this river is really warm. Good morning. Day 2 at the campsite. I'm quite so tired today, so I was in two minds about whether to stay or move on. But I think another day won't do me any harm. Only thing is, when you're on your own, plus I'm here to travel, not to really stay still, so it's a bit of a conflict between knowing what the right thing is to do, but I think I probably need to rest for another day and then I'll be fine for tomorrow. The next stops are not that far away from me anyway, so we'll move on tomorrow. But the place is so big and it's just empty. There's nobody else camping here that I can see. There's a rucksack, you almost see it. This thing's got a dreadful, it's no zoom. There's a rucksack on that, there's a platform through there. I don't know whose rucksack it is. I'm assuming somebody's gone in for a swim or something. I don't know why I've left it there. There's no sign of a tent. But anyway, that's the closest I've got to anyone else on this campsite, and it's huge. I thought maybe it would be Saturday you'd get some locals in. Maybe later on today we will. But it's very weird. We're probably out of season as well. So we have a wander into the village. We say in the town, it's certainly not that. See if I can catch a coffee before they shut for siesta, because the place that I wanted to go looked quite nice. They shut yesterday. So, okay, I'll speak soon. Bye. Bye. It looks like a kitchen or something. Can't see it from behind those cars, but there's music and there's serving food. There's a queue of people waiting for food. Don't know if that's a charity thing or it's just a Saturday thing. But yeah, the lasses come away with 2 huge plates of food. Oh well, interesting. So the wee coffee shop is open. That still looks quite nice. I don't have anything sweet, but I've got a wee salteña or whatever they call it. It's meant to be spicy as well, so that'll make for a nice lunch. But yeah, coffee con leche and salteña. She'll stop for my coffee. Things are so tiny, it's not like others are flat. Well, this one's meant to be spicy. It's actually okay. The coffee's not too much. It's like an instant coffee or something. This is Bolivia for you. I'm going to get a barista coffee here, I don't think. Unless I get them in the big cities. Heading back down earlier on where I passed and there was the soup kitchen going on. I think everybody's had their food. But it's the boys singing. I thought there was something like karaoke going on. The boys singing his heart out. I'll let you hear his dulcet tones for a minute or two. And just at that he stopped singing. Oh, he did. Yeah, that's a better view of the kitchen bit, but that bit's finished. I don't know if it's a church thing or not. What's going on there? But it's certainly they were giving out food to a lot of people, so it could be a charity. Just at that shop over my shoulder, it's actually bigger than it looks. Got some supplies. I got some beer, so I bought a case of 12 or something. But don't know. Probably because I bought wine as well, just to try the Bolivian wine, see what that's like. Yeah, it must be quite expensive anyway. So he says, "Oh, take 4 beers out." I thought he was just going. I thought I could only afford 4 beers, but he says to leave it and take the rest. So it wasn't too bad. It was 172 Bolivianos. That's about 15 or 16 quid. It's actually quite expensive. That's what I get for buying wine and beer, I suppose. I'm guessing the wine must have been expensive, but it's Bolivian wine, so anyway, that is what it is. It's paid for. The owner of the campsite just came over and gave me all this food. Like, this is yucca, which actually just tastes like potato. It's a kind of potato anyway, the yucca plant. And some salad, and I think this will be chicken. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it looks delicious. I'm going to get stuck into that. Good afternoon. Yeah. I don't know if I mentioned, I got stuck here an extra day because there's elections going on. And apparently you're not allowed to drive around with Dawn today, so an extra day to myself here. That's fine. Did some more washing, watched some football earlier on, and it's now 20 past 2 in the afternoon, so yeah, I'm finding things to do. I might have a wander up to the village just now and see what's going on. Good morning. First day at the campsite. I think it's nearly afternoon now. I've been quite busy. I was cleaning the van. I need to chill a day. I realised driving up from Miranda up to... No, it was... Start this again. Oh, crap. Right, yeah, good morning. Just leaving the campsite now. They're always burning something. There's a wee fire over there. I don't know if it's for the smoke. No, it's not. It's... Yeah, well, I just dropped my camera there.